somewhere located in the state of Fall River lives an unknown castle, and arriving on the scene, Rubber Wanda.
Oh, sorry I didn't see you there. Good evening, citizens. 'Tis I, Rubber Wanda of the Super Warrior Gals, and it's that witching time of year once again, in which spooks and goblins roam the earth and all sorts of strange things happen. And for this year, we take a look at the spookiest cartoons of the Inacio studios, from Ryan and Johnny to Darrow Duck to even Dakota and Richard. So please, get comfortable, hold on to your witches' hats as we present to you the Super Warrior Gals Halloween special. Hey, how do you do? Macy Magma here. Mosquito Gal, at your service. So, can you believe it's that time of year again? Indeed I do, Macy Magma. The time when spooks, goblins, ghosts, and witches were once thought of to roam the earth on Halloween night. Yeah, nowadays people don't believe in ghosts. Do they? But they sure can have a lot of fun on this specific holiday. And for good reason. Halloween is one of the oldest holidays we celebrate. It even goes back to ancient times. Thousands of years ago in England, Scotland, and Ireland, October 31st was the end of the summer. People believed that the army of winter, goblins, witches, and other evil creatures, would grow very strong and would be out celebrating and attacking. Just kidding. So people can put on masks and costumes to protect themselves and look frightening too. Sure, the superheroes and the supervillains can wear costumes, but unlike the supervillain squad, leave it to the Super Warrior Gals to protect ya. That's right, and the best part of it all? The Irish brought the popular customs of this holiday to the States in the 1840s. Since then, Halloween has been a night of tricks and treats. Yeah, especially when people are surprised by us human beings roaming the streets wearing colorful costumes. And if you think I'm bluffing, then here's our first cartoon, the Super Warrior Gals. Citizens of Fall River, you don't need to worry anytime soon. I, Mosquito Gal, am here to save the day. I am faster than an ordinary fly swatter with the help of my wings, and I can use my sharp beak to soak up crime or use as a power drill. And it looks like nobody is in need of any help at this time. You know, just once I could find somebody who needs my help. But who? OMG, you were amazing! Totally. And incidentally, what's your name? Mosquito Gal, at your service. Hey, it's quite a treat to meet you. Macy Magma's the name. Perhaps I'm not the only hero in this town after all. Also, how come your name is Macy Magma? Well, I've got all these crazy powers regarding lava, flame, heat. You know the works. Cool beans! Hey, do you think there are other heroes around here? I don't know. If anything, many comic book hero characters come in many different shapes and sizes. Some of them are even trademarks of the Inacio studios. Okay, that's everybody, right?
Long live the king!
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! That was amazing! Indeed. 'Tis I, Rubber Wanda, at your service. And alongside me are Willing Wizard, Technotessa, and the Meteoric Mouse. And I see that you are Macy Magma and Mosquito Gal. Hey, how do you know who I am? Sometimes it's best for leaders to remember people's names by heart, as you can see on my costume. Looks like an uninvited guest has crashed the party, Rubber Wanda. Indeed. Well, Mosquito Gal, Macy Magma, what do you say? Will you join us on our journey to victory? Hocus pocus! Abracadabra! Give my magic wand the ability to scare away all the spooky supervillains. Oh, greetings, citizens. Willing Wizard here. You might have caught me in the middle of the act of creating a fresh new formula as a vehicle to make my magic wand powerful enough to defeat the bad guys. And between you and me, there have been various monsters on this planet that all contain their weaknesses. Frankenstein is allergic to fire, vampires are allergic to sunlight, and occasionally garlic. And most importantly, ghosts are allergic to vacuum bags. How silly is that? I mean, we all know that there's no such things as ghosts, right? Uh-oh, that's not what I was asking for. I think I better introduce the next cartoon before I become a ghost myself. Here's Ryan and Johnny in a concrete situation.
Well now, men, did you serve the eviction papers on those 3 witches upon the hill? Are you joking, boss? What makes you think we want to risk our lives to serve an eviction paper to those characters? Yeah, besides, a guy could get hurt up there. I quit. Likewise. Oh boy, there go my last 2 men, but the highway must be commenced. Who can I send up there to get those 3 witches off the hill? I mean, I certainly wouldn't want to risk it. After all, I have a wife and 3 children going off to college.
Nothing like a little manual labor to put some hairs on your chest, eh, Johnny?
Oh, absolutely, Ryan. Excuse me, lads.
Hey, how's it going, Bubby?
Oh, you're not gonna believe this. Now I need you to do me a favor about those 3 witches on the hill. Your upcoming reward shall be an average of $5,000. We're listening. You know, Ryan, I will give that caveman credit. It sure was nice of him to give us $5,000 just to deliver a piece of paper. Last time I was recommended to fetch a piece of paper, all kinds of animated hijinks ensue. Know what I'm talking about?
Precisely. Oh, there's the witch's house.
May we help you?
Excuse us, ladies. Are you the ones they call the 3 witches?
Precisely. What do you beatniks want?
Well, we personally believe that this eviction paper is just for you.
Precisely. Especially considering that the last 2 employees didn't exactly make the possible delivery. Well, care to accept the mortgage?
I just love that cat. Good boy, Geronimo.
Naturally, they won't be expecting to see us at the back door.
Precisely. I think you read my mind like a book. Excuse us, ladies, but we believe you left your eviction paper behind when you slammed the door right in front of us. So naturally, we kept it warm for you.
Oh, pardon us, boys, but we forgot to throw out this old bucket full of goose grease. Toodaloo!
Oh no, we're gonna crash! What are we gonna do, Ryan?
Well, don't you have a hard hat?
Oh yeah, why didn't I think of that before? Well, if that doesn't take the dog biscuit, now what, Ryan?
Well, Johnny boy, you know what they say. When in doubt, always go for the Michael Bay-styled explosives. Yeah, bring it in. Would you believe that, Johnny? I actually purchased those from some coyote.
By George, who knew you can claim the entire highway as your own neighborhood? Yeah, who do you think is responsible for all this? Well, I think it may have something to do with that rabbit and that dog over there. Well, boys, what have you got to say for yourselves?
Well, you know what they say, the sanctity of the American household must be preserved.
My word, never in all my life have I seen such glorious decorations like these. Well, I'm sure glad you liked them, Rubber Wanda. I made them myself. The Frankenstein one was done through the power of technology. Hey, now there's something you don't see every day. And speaking of Frankenstein, why was he going to a psychiatrist in the first place? I'm not sure. What? Because his screws were loose. Why, you sure did make a good funny. And I'm sure that a few more laughs will be heard from Darrow Duck in our next cartoon, Calling Dr. Darrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have brought you here today to discuss the drastic decline based off of our newly founded experimental animal enterprise. Well, don't just keep us in suspense. What's the big problem? Ben Affleck was the new Batman. Who gives a rat's hat? What about the real bad news? Oh, yes, that's right. Now then, ever since production began, we had to spend every morning, noon, day and night keeping a sharp eye out for only the finest woodland creatures to transfer only the perfect size brain into that gorilla. Now, I understand that experimenting on animals can be quite a primitive subject up until 1983. But keep in mind, it is the very basic work of us professionals. Anybody have any options? Well? Actually, sir, I'll keep that covered for you. I knew all about brain surgery. Very well then. But remember, Doctor, last week times have been tough for a few unemployed doctors, and we had to make some cuts down to only 71%. And if you don't bring back a brand new experimental animal like you said you would, not only will you find yourself unemployed, but we'll have to make some even worse cuts down to only 22%. Aye, aye, Captain. You can count on me. I sure can't wait to get rid of that guy. One time he was a physical psychologist, hoping to cure the phobia of amusement park mascots who tried to offer a 23-year-old Twitter member an actual grimace shake at a local McDonald's. What a joke. The doctor will see you now, sir.
Hey, look, Doc, what's the big idea? I feel fine. You see, I'm healthy.
Well, Mr. Duck, it looks like you've been tested negative.
Why, thank you, Doc. I really appreciate your efforts.
Yes, quite a miracle, eh? Now, I want you to do me a favor and stand right behind the screen.
How do you like this guy? I actually get a screen test and not in the motion picture-y kind of deal.
Gracious, a bird in the head. This could be the key to owning a pet gorilla with the brain of a cartoon duck. My goodness, what a solid skull you've got. Why, heaven forbid if it's made of solid steel.
Hey, thanks, Doc. Though I'm not sure as to why you bumped me on the noggin and destroyed the cuckoo in my head.
Let's forget about that, because I have a very special friend who would like to meet you. Wait right here.
What's taking so long? And why do I get the feeling that this may not result in a very happy conclusion?
Oh my goodness. Looks like it's about that time for me to bail. Make sure you give my warm regards to Patrick Dempsey, will ya?
Here, ducky, ducky, ducky. Here's Ducky.
One more step, and I'll drink!
Why, you water-soaked goof? That was a formula for chocolate milk. Here, ducky, ducky, ducky.
Don't you know all that Mickey slipping is very bad for you?
All right, come along, buddy. You have the right to remain silent.
Hey, thanks for saving my tail feathers, guys. If it wasn't for you, I would have had my goose cooked for sure.
Hey, what are you gonna do? It's all part of the job, mi amigo. Boy, Rubber Wanda, this movie sure is scary. Well, I mean, it sure is the month of October. But fear not, I've got you covered. If anything, all the cinematic experiences goes back to 1895, when people were new to the world of movie making, and how separate movie studios in America began their journey of delivering their overall achieving products. By 1977, it was abundantly clear America was requiring a taste of movies depending on the names of physical media: VHS, Betamax, LaserDisc, and DVD. And to think that America went through all this trouble of purchasing titles of films they had to wait to see on television or at a local theater. Of course, these VHS distributors realized they can reproduce content that was in the public domain. Precisely. With streaming, however, it is possible to watch your favorite movies or shows depending on the picture quality. But if you want to stick to physical media, I cannot blame you in the slightest. Speaking of streaming services, here's Dakota and Richard in Fright Day Movie Night.
So, what? This is the movie that we were recommended to watch on Showtime?
Hey, what more do you want, Richard? It's a 60s classic. Besides, the twist here is that the torches and the zombie effects are fake. I don't know exactly how cost-effective it is for a behind-the-scenes tutorial, but I have a theory that there was a guy from a makeup studio in downtown California. He was all, "Hey, I can make anybody look like anybody." Thus, there's your result.
Wow, I didn't think that a zombie movie was invented all the way back in, the 20th century? I mean, you'd swear that we were in the 1980s. That's exactly where Bruce Campbell comes to mind.
Yeah, you got that right, Richard. Imagine how silly it would be if all terror films were realistic. You thought that our weakness was garlic? I'm gonna need much bigger ammo than that.
The power of Alex Lovey compels you! The power of Alex Lovey compels you! The power of Alex Lovey compels you!
Does your tobacco taste different lately?
Okay, that's disturbing.
Awkward.
Hey, doesn't anybody knock anymore? Okay, yeah, I was proven wrong. That would be pretty silly if all terror films were realistic.
Indeed. Note to self, hire more than 5 writers for future episodes. Macy Magma, is that really you?
Oh, sorry, I just got back from trick-or-treating. I didn't mean to scare you. Hey, you guys are watching scary movies. Hey, mind if I crash the party for you?
Sure, just make yourself comfortable.
Sweet. Greetings, citizens. My name is Macy Magma, and I'm Mosquito Gal. So, here's a bit of trivia for you. Indeed. Do you know exactly why we call these carved-out pumpkins jack-o'-lanterns? Well, it turns out there's a scenario behind it. Once there was a mean, brutal, and dishonest old man named Jack. Throughout his whole life, he never did anything good for anybody. When a beggar asked him for a coin or something to swallow, Jack cursed him. Whenever somebody needed a place to spend the night, Jack slammed the door. Finally, he passed away. He was too mean to get into heaven, but the Lord of Darkness himself, who didn't like Jack's tricks, wouldn't let him into the underworld either. According to this old Irish story, Jack still wanders the earth looking for a place to stay. He carried the lantern carved from a large turnip and lit by a lump of coal the Lord of Darkness gave him. Naturally, on Halloween, the Irish carried turnip lanterns hoping to scare away the evil spirits. When they came to the States, they discovered that pumpkins made even better jack-o'-lanterns than turnips. As for Jack himself, his mean and brutal old heart must have softened a bit over the years of wandering the earth, for nowadays, he has a significant place all over America on Halloween night. And best of all, he's usually wearing a smile. Something you'll be doing with Ryan and Johnny in our next cartoon, Treats for Two.
Fish! 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 Odd. Could have sworn I had this thing tuned up. Okay then. I will give you credit, Ryan. For the first time in our lives, we're a massive success. Opening up a fish business and making money.
Very unanimous, Johnny boy. You gotta keep flooding the American economy with all that filthy green stuff.
Yeah, I think that seems very legit. What the heck is going on over there?
Hey, how's it going, Bubby?
Step right up, everybody. Get your Halloween candy here. That'll be about 20 grand. Oh, hey, you boys want some candy? It only costs $20.
No thanks, we're good. Also, we just want to ask, what's up with the stand? You proposing for a candy contest?
Oh, didn't you boys hear? It was decided that this year, me, Nigel, and Zuki are selling candy to children. The last bestseller didn't exactly make the cut. Besides, it's all over the news. See for yourselves.
And no wonder as to why nobody comes to buy our products. Speaking of which, tonight's inspiring story is all about how you can sell Halloween candy to children. Now, whenever a child campuses from house to house asking for some candy, the cost ranges to an average of $10 whole. And boy oh boy will you be rich in no time. This is Electroland News signing off. Hey Ryan,
Yeah, Johnny boy?
how many more delivery trucks do you think there will be?
I'm not too sure, but at least there will be enough for the trick-or-treaters. Well, that does it, John.
Precisely.
I will say for the record, John, sure was nice of Valerie and the others to lend us some bags full of candy for the trick-or-treaters.
Indeed. Now if only there were some sour frittles hidden inside, then you've got yourself a party.
Well, nonetheless, we'll just have to get everything ready for tonight. Heaven only knows how many trick-or-treaters we can sell candy to.
Trick or treat!
Hey there, kiddos! We sure hope you brought your wallets with you, because we got candy! Come back next year! Au revoir!
Bye!
Hey, Johnny, you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh yes.
What follows is a brief montage. We hope you enjoyed this brief montage.
Well, that's that.
Indeed. Now wait just a cottontail picking minute. What about us?
Yep, this is Ryan. Send in the motherload!
All that sugar! It burns!
Yes, sirree, Johnny boy. William Wrigley Jr. would have been green with envy if he was to hear all about this.
Yeah.
Right, I've heard about this door once. There's an old legend that says that there's a portal to another dimension. I wonder what it's really like. Boo! Boy, you sure were scared, Rubber Wanda. Well, not really another dimension, but I sure did get one good jump scare. Bottom line, he is Zookie Doop at Monster Castle.
Well, gang, here we are. The perfect place to solve mysteries.
Floyd, are you sure? I'm not liking the sight of this graveyard. It's just dark and decrepit. What if we get lost?
Oh, come on, Daisy, my baby. It's not a big problem. If we ever get lost, maybe we can just phone somebody else to go find us. Hey, anybody in this car got an Apple, BlackBerry, or a Nokia cell phone?
Floyd, you think maybe this answers your question? Oh, and in case you don't remember, these Nokias were made back in Finland, but in a short period of time, they were quickly rendered obsolete in the 2010s. God bless us all.
Yeah, you got that right, Valerie. How time flies. Speaking of which, Valerie, make sure you go wake up Nigel and Zuki. We can't waste any more time, you know.
Hey, Nigel! Zuki! Wake up! We've got some mystery solving to do, suckers!
Hey, Zuki, before we are doomed, just stall them. Say hello or something.
Oh, I'm sorry, but will you say that again so I can record it? Then I'll play it back for me in case I forget why that joke wasn't very funny. Shut up! Shut up! Dang I can't hear myself think! Come on, Nigel. We got a mystery to solve.
Screw your mystery, man. I'm sick.
Nigel, bet you'll come out for some Tic Tacs.
Works every time, doesn't it? Yeah, sure.
Oh, sure. It's quite humorous for you. But did you have to go so overboard with that gag? I mean, I could have sprained an ankle because of it. Alright, enough of the chatterbox mumbo-jumbo. I suggest that we split up. Nigel and Zuki, you come with me to the castle. I'll inspect the place from bottom to top. Daisy and Valerie, you set up a trap for the monster in case the three of us escape.
But what if you end up corrupted by said monstrosity?
Don't worry about it, Daisy. It's a piece of cake. Just watch us. Good God, Zuki. I don't know if I want to risk doing this. Why, I should be back at my apartment watching horror movies on Screen Pics, not living in one. And I should have me a plate of cheddary, juicy nachos, yeah. What are you whining about, you big baby? You do realize that mystery solving is not about wussing out, right? Ever wonder why Sherlock Holmes was considered a great detective? Because at least he knew how to solve problems. I mean, it's not like he was just sitting on his butt crack watching Showtime and HBO Max with a bunch of Dorito crumbs on his fingertips. No. He knew how to solve problems. Got that? Well, I suppose you're right, Zuki. Father of God, Zuki! Let's get out of here!
That's it? Just a simplistic painting of a bullseye target? I mean, if the monster ever dare comes along, wouldn't it be a bit more creative to use, like, say, one of those ginormous revolvers from the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies? What can I say, Daisy? I learned it by watching cartoons. Yeah, sure. Not since Walter White would have gotten his own animated spin-off on USA television. Oh yeah? And how long would that last? Only one season and 35 episodes. Yes, sir. Right on cue. Now it's time to prove my nerdy skills worthy. Well, Science of Wile E. Coyote, you've done it again.
Well done, everybody. Now let's see who's under this mask.
Well, if it isn't former Principal Milson. You know, I always knew that there was something sketchy about that guy in his middle age. One time he was a high school principal back in Salem, Massachusetts.
So, former Principal Milson, why were you scaring us out of the castle in the first place? Spanish doubloons worth hundreds of dollars at the First National Bank! And once they were all robbed, I had to take it back with me to the castle. And I would have gotten that confiscated schlock all back if it weren't for you disruptive 20-something-year-old weirdos. Oh, and that mangy mutt of yours as well. Excuse me?
Hey, look, no offense, but just because you quit your job as a principal just so you can rob international banks like a high school bully robbing a teenager's sandwich baggie full of Tootsie Pops doesn't cut it anymore. Nigel, call the authorities.
Hey, thanks for your help there, fellas. We've been looking for this crook for hours. No problem, sir.
You can only count on the 5 of us to send only the most demented buggers back from where they came from. Come on, Nigel. Kiss me, you fool.
Who are you?
What's the problem, lover boy? Afraid of a little smooch from me?
Mother of Jesus, Mary, get off of me! Ah! And now it's going to take a few hours for him to let his joints knit. Mission accomplished.
Greetings, citizens. Rubber Wanda back again. So, here's a tip for you. Before you go out trick-or-treating, you better remember your Halloween checker. Like, make sure your costume is on right side out. An old tale states that if it's inside out, you'll meet a witch at midnight. Also, make sure to keep a ball of garlic in your pocket, just in case a vampire decides to get soul cleansing. Thirdly, make sure to carry a noisemaker. All monsters hate loud noises. Make sure to wear something bright colored, or place sticker reflective tape on your costume or a trick-or-treat bag, so that the drivers and their vehicles can see them. Be sure to watch out for cars. Automobiles are still considered the most dangerous form of transportation on the street. And even though they seem great, don't try your candy out until you get back to your apartment. It's best to keep a sharp eye out to test your candy first. And don't forget your UNICEF collection cartons. Halloween can also be claimed as National UNICEF Day. And when you put all of those together, you ought to have one rockin' night on Halloween. Unlike the Supervillain Squad in our final cartoon, the Super Warrior Gals versus the Supervillain Squad. Well, that's it, fellas. You know, it's a shame that Halloween only comes once a year. But no need to worry, there's always a next year. And best of all, you can always come back for more of your favorite cartoon superstars on the Ryan and Johnny Comedy Show. So until then, cheerio. Oh, one please. Happy Halloween.